Myself Jyoti, who is a lecturer in Chemical Engineering Department of SJ Government Polytechnic. Today in this session we are going to learn about the beaker decantation experiment, which is one of the experiments in particulate technology lab. So the aim of this experiment is to find out the average particle size of the given sample. So the apparatus required for this is a set of 500 ml beakers, the sample, and the filter paper, and the funnel, and this is a funnel stand. So before going to the experimentation, so this analysis of beaker decantation is based on terminal settling velocity of the particles. So if you think, if you take a suspension in the sense the particles with a liquid. So if you take a suspension, the particles will have a different velocity and they will have a different time of settling. So when the suspension of the particles is allowed to settle, some particles will settle at a faster rate and some particles will be suspended in the liquid itself. So after certain time, the particles which are being settled and the particles which are the suspension in which the particles which are not settled will be decanted into the another beaker, and the suspension is decanted and the next range of the particles can be separated by giving some more time. So this is the analysis behind this beaker decantation experiment. Now let us learn how exactly this experiment is being done. A sample of cement particle of 60 micrometer and below that is being taken is about 5 grams of the sample is being taken, and the set of beakers are being taken. A sample is being suspended in one of the beakers. A sample is being suspended in one of the beakers, and the suspension is being stirred with the help of a stirrer. And you can observe in all the beakers there is a graduation up to 10 centimeters. So a slurry is being made by adding the sample, and the slurry is being made up to the mark of 10 centimeters in a beaker by adding water. You can see 10 centimeters. So as I already said, assuming that in the sample the 60 micrometer particles and below that particle sizes are being present. For these size of the particles, we have to find out the terminal settling velocity. This terminal settling velocity is being calculated by using the formula. The formula is ut is equal to g into dp square rho s minus rho l divided by 18 into mu. Can you see? So the formula is ut is equal to g into dp square rho s minus rho l divided by 18 mu. So what is g? G is acceleration due to gravity, that is 9.81 meter per second square. dp is the diameter of the particle. Rho s is nothing but density of a solid, and rho l is a density of a liquid. The liquid here you have taken as water. So the density of a water, as you all know, it is a standard 1000 kg per meter cube. And density of a solid, whatever the sample you have taken, that will be the density of a solid. So by using this formula, you are calculating the terminal settling velocity of the particles, assuming that the particles of size 60 micrometer and below that size are present in the sample. Then after finding out the settling velocity, you will find out the time of settling. So the time of settling is being calculated by the height of the water column divided by the terminal settling velocity. The height of the water column here you can see in the beaker, up to 10 centimeter we have added the water. So the height of the water column will be 10 centimeter. The corresponding terminal settling velocity of the each assumed particle size will be put in the denominator. So this will give you the time of settling of the particle. So by calculating the terminal settling velocity of each assumed particle and the time of settling of each assumed particle size, next the experiment is being proceeded. So you have made up the slurry by adding the 5 grams of the sample in a 500 ml beaker, and the water is being added up to 10 centimeter height of the column. So before allowing the particle to settle for a known amount of time, that is the time of settling which you have calculated, you have to stir the suspension. So as soon as you take out the stirring, you have to start the stopwatch, and you have to allow the particles to settle for the known time which you have calculated for the assumed particle size. Second, settle for about 27 seconds. The suspension is quickly decanted into another beaker, leaving behind the settled particles. You can see in this beaker. So here the suspension is again made up to the mark by adding the plain water up to 10 centimeters of height with the water, and it is again stirred continuously, and as soon as you take out the stirrer, then again suspension is when the particles are being allowed to settle for the time of settling. So in this way the experiment is being repeated as per the time which is being calculated, that is by using the terminal settling velocity and the time of settling velocity formula for all the assumed particle size. Then the settled particles are being filtered. This is the settled particle is being filtered in a filter paper. You can see this, it is been, so all the particles should be filtered. If some particles are left in the beaker, you can add plain water and again add into the funnel with a filter paper. So before taking for filtration, the filter paper empty filter paper has to be weighed. So after the filtration, the filter paper along with the particles which are being filtered is weighed, and it is put in a oven which is maintained at 200 degree centigrade of temperature. So after drying for about 1 hour, the filter paper along with the solid particles is being weighed again, and weight of the solid particles is being taken by subtracting with the weight of the empty filter paper. So whatever the results we have got is being tabulated in the observation table. You can see the particle size, assumed particle size of 60 root 2, 30, 30 root 2, 15, you have to write down. Then the terminal settling velocity which you have calculated has to be written down. Again the time of settling, height of settling, then the time of settling, then the weight of the empty filter paper, as I said you have to note down. So the weight of the sample after drying, you have to note down along with the filter paper. Then you have to subtract the weight of the empty filter paper with the weight of the filter paper plus sample. Then you will get weight of the sample which is collected. So the calculation, the part is, you have to write down the size range, then you have to calculate the average particle diameter, then the weight of the sample collected, then you have to find out the weight fraction. The weight fraction is nothing but individual weight divided by total weight. So all the weight you have got, so all the weight you have to add, that will become the total weight. The total weight, if you have taken 5 grams, the solids after drying with a filter paper has to come as 5 grams itself. The weight fraction, you will get it. Then you have to calculate Xi divided by dPa average. So that is the average particle size. So the cumulative weight fraction you have to calculate by the weight fraction. So the cumulative weight fraction of the oversize will be taken as Xi. The cumulative weight fraction of the undersize will be taken as 1 minus Xi. So this is the calculation table, you will get it. So after getting after the calculation with the observed data, you have to plot in the y-axis. You have to plot the cumulative weight fraction of oversized and undersized particle versus the particle size, the assumed particle size. So you will get a curve like this of an oversized and undersized. Wherever these two curves will meet, the corresponding vertical lines on the x-axis will give you the average particle diameter which is being present. So this is by doing the graph will give you the cumulative analysis of the sample. The differential analysis being calculated by sigma of Xi divided by sigma Xi divided by dP average. So by cumulative analysis and the differential analysis, you will be getting the average particle size of the given sample. So this is how you carry out the Beeger decantation experiment. I think you have understood by this explanation in the session. Thank you.